So I'm out here today working on my trailer. Got the PJ trailer. Obviously it's my gooseneck. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm actually starting to rip this thing down and prep it for paint. Now you can see that it's got a nice rusty patina to it. So it's ready to coat it. You can see the underside is all rusty. It's exactly how I wanted it. I probably could have done the underside earlier, but I didn't. So anyways, right now I got most of the toolbox stuff that was inside the toolbox taken out. So now I can prep this with my Por-15 cleaner degreaser, and then I'm actually going to use like an undercoating or a bed liner inside this toolbox. Paint it all with Por-15. I'm using a 2K urethane and their standard clear rust preventative paint. So enjoy the video. Now you can see I got my winch off and the rollers. I also got my spare tire off. And next I can start taking all this stuff off so I can get this all clean and perfect. So it's Thursday. I'm on here prepping my trailer using this Por-15 cleaner degreaser. And I'm going to show you guys a little trick. Now a lot of us car guys have our own power washer. This is a trick if you have your own, I guess. You can see that a lot of these power washers have this hose attachment for soap and foam or whatever. What I'm gonna do, take my watered down cleaner degreaser, put the hose right in it. Now this is about a 60% water, 40% degreaser mix. This is a degreaser that I had in there before also, so it's not gonna hurt anything. Get this down to the bottom, put the lid on. Now I can set it to my foam setting using my attachments, and I can foam all this up. Now you can do this process without the power washer. There's a couple different ways. You can dilute the product, the cleaner degreaser, and put it in one of these basic Hudson vacuum sprayers, which you can buy pretty much any hardware store for 10 to 15 bucks. Or, worst case, you can use one of these. Yeehaw. And then just use a standard garden hose, rinse it all off, let it dry, and you're good to go. Here you can see I'm getting ready to finally apply the product. Now what I like to do is I actually take the Por-15 in the gallons and I break it down into quart jars and then seal them like this, just because they're a little bit easier to work with. You can just use a quart at a time versus trying to keep the gallon from drying up on you. And you notice that I put saran wrap on there, and then I store them upside down so that air can't possibly get inside. So today I'm going to use a roller to apply the rust preventative coating, just because this is a bigger surface. I would like to spray it, but I'm doing it outside and the wind and the neighbors wouldn't really be too happy. So I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way with the roller and a regular standard brush for the inside edges. And then each time or anytime I need to clean up any product, I use this Por-15 solvent. It's basically their version of thinner that works best on the rust preventative as a thinner and as a cleaner. So there's that. So like I said, I'm just going to take a quart at a time, apply it, and go from there. This is something that's also fairly useful for separating your gallons into quarts. Standard pouring tray, you can get these anywhere. And then I'm gonna also use some rubber gloves and probably a respirator. Inside here I have these fenders drying. I washed them and degreased them, just as the standard service or as the standard instructions say. And then I'm gonna let them dry for about a day and coat these with the rust preventative, and then on the inside I'll use a bed liner or undercoating, and then the outside I'll use a clear rust preventative with a 2K urethane over the top. I have 2 coats of the rust preventative on the inside here, on each of these fenders obviously. For best adhesion on this Por-15 rust preventative paint, Once it's dry, you're actually going to want to use a Scotch-Brite. This is an Empire Abrasives scuff pad, Scotch-Brite, whatever you want to call them. Basically just hit the surface, rough it up. See how I got some of the shine off there? So it gives the bed liner a little bit better surface to stick to so it doesn't peel off. Now you can also use this bed liner within 2 to 6 hours and coat it just like it were another coat of this, but I'd let it dry overnight because I was tired, so that is why I'm just gonna scuff it up. Again, Empire Abrasives makes scuff pads. They're pretty cheap, they work out good, they last quite a while. What I'm doing now is I have these fenders all prepped, degreased and cleaned and Scotch-Brited with the scuff pad. So now I have this Por-15 rubberized undercoating that I'm going to spray on. I taped off my edges here on this side because I don't want any black on this outside of the fender. So I'm going to start with one light coat and then add another medium coat, and that should be good. This is kind of just doing it by eye. Basic directions, nothing too complicated. Probably going to cover my car and make sure it ain't getting all full of overspray. And I want to make sure to wear a mask because this stuff is actually pretty nasty. But it works good. I've had good experience with this in the past, so that's why I chose this for the undercoating of these fenders. Alright, so I'm out here working. Underneath the trailer, got some shop lights hooked up. And it actually started sprinkling a little bit, so I put this tarp across here. I'm coating the underside with the rust preventative coating. And I gotta get it done in the next couple days, so I'm kinda busting balls here tonight to get her done. This part A and part B, 2K urethane. This one is obviously part A, and this is the paint, and then right here is the activator or hardener. This stuff is gonna go on in 2 coats. First coat will be fairly light, second coat will be medium to light once the first coat is pretty much almost dry. You can see I just have a regular quart ball jar here, used for canning and whatnot. And I'm actually gonna do this in sections so that I don't waste some of this nice paint. What I did here up at the house, since I don't have like a Pyrex for down here, or like a measuring cup down here, I just elected to get one of these, and I measured out 4 ounces, and then added another 12, which is 16 ounce total, and this is a 3:1 mix ratio, so you can see that this part B is 8 ounces, this part A is 24 ounces, so that's obviously a 3:1, so I'll use half of each, and this is the precise way of measuring that. Now you can see I finally got this trailer all cleared up. I used the standard rust preventative Por-15 and then a 2K urethane over the top, and it looks pretty good. Made the rust look really nice and gave it some depth. Got the underside coated as well. You might not be able to tell, but the underside is all coated with the standard rust preventative, and it is not cleared with the 2K on the underside because it's not going to get UV rays, so it doesn't need it. The reason I went over this standard rust preventative with the 2K urethane was because the standard rust preventative is not UV stable, so it'll actually deteriorate in sunlight. You can see I got a couple runs here and there or whatever. It's not perfect. I was more concerned about keeping this trailer around for its entire life. I want it to be rusty but nice looking. Inside here I got it bed lined with with Por-15's OEM bed liner. First I took a coat of the rust preventative, coated this all up really nice, and then undercoated it with 3 coats. Still gotta put the stud, the accessories and stuff back on. Still gotta put the winch on. But you can see it's getting late in the year here, so painting this thing was actually kind of a pain in the butt because the leaves kept falling on it. So whatever though, adds to the character, right? It's kind of cool. You can see in here, you can see if you look, there were some leaves that left some I don't know, some stains, I guess. Which is pretty cool, I think. Yeah, that's that. Por-15 covered it really well. I'm happy with how it's turned out. And it'll keep it protected for a long time. That's that. Por-15 this handle. So it's all nice and shiny. Tinman to Kustoms. There it is. Shout out to Por-15. I really like their stuff. And I bet you this will last a long time. So now I can park it for the winter and start building some more cool stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the videos where I'm pulling the trailer. They're pretty badass. And again, thanks for watching, guys. Ciao, ciao for now.